Hello everybody, welcome to Signals from the Frontline, your every Monday and Friday videocast on Twitch and YouTube, and podcast on iTunes. Hope you guys are all doing well. My name is Frankie.
And my name is Reese. Thank you for joining us. The show is brought to you by frontlinegaming.org, where you can get all kinds of hobby goodies at anywhere from 10 to 25% off retail. You can get fat mats, you can get your army painted, and you can just hang out and be cool, cooler than us. That's why we hang out at Frontline Gaming, because we're actually not very cool.
Right on. So Las Vegas Open update.
If you plan on attending the Las Vegas Open 2016, which will be February 5th through the 7th at Bally's Casino, obviously in Las Vegas, California, or Nevada. It's migrating to California.
Migrating.
It is.
Making the move.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, you want to get your book your room as soon as possible. The room block is over 55% booked, and it's only been about a week and a half. So if you do plan on going, make sure you go and book your room as soon as you can. It is Super Bowl weekend. It's a very busy weekend in Vegas. There's a very, very good odds that Bally's will be completely full that weekend. Like, in other words, if you procrastinate, you may not be able to stay in Bally's Casino. You might have to stay in a satellite casino and walk down the strip carrying your army. Not the coolest thing I could imagine doing, especially on a busy weekend. So make sure you go to frontlinegaming.org, click on the Las Vegas Open tab, and book your room as soon as you can so that you reserve your spot. You want to be in the casino. It makes it so much easier and more fun. And we've got a good group rate for a holiday weekend. Going to be awesome. Can't wait to see everybody there. Also, get pumped for our Super Bowl viewing party, since we will be in Vegas, which is one of the coolest places in the world to watch the big game. We want to make sure to have as much fun with that as possible. Sunday night, we'll be gathered together in a hall that we booked just for the purpose to watch the Super Bowl. Gonna be awesome.
Heck yeah, I'm super stoked. A bunch of my friends are coming that actually don't even play tabletop games, so they're excited to spend the weekend in Vegas, watch the Super Bowl, bet on some games, and do all the fun, crazy Vegas things. So
yeah, we've got a packed social calendar. There's going to be all kinds of events for things. There's going to be all kinds of things to do for people that are not into gaming, like Frankie said. Yeah. There's going to be things specifically oriented towards like spouses, wives, girlfriends that don't game, but they want to come and enjoy themselves. There's going to be pub crawls. We're going to have dinners with, celebrity guests or industry people that are well known in the industry for tabletop gaming. It's going to be really, really cool. Definitely going to be an awesome, awesome time with fellow gamers. Make sure to mark your calendar. Also, tickets will be up for sale by the end of August. We anticipate that they're going to go really quick. Yep. So make sure that you're ready to jump on the tickets for the events that you want to participate in. The big ones obviously being the Warhammer 40K Championships and the War Machine and Hordes events. Those are going to go quick.
yeah, they're going to go really fast, especially with the room block approaching 60% sold out already after 9 days.
9 days,
That's crazy. So make sure to get your tickets. Don't wait. All right, fellow hobbyists, Max put together an ebook, Painting Your Army in 30 Days. If this is something that interests you, check it out. It's $5.99. We have the link on the show notes. Or if you're watching on Twitch, you can actually see the cool picture. You can see the show notes at frontlinegaming.org.
Yeah, just click on the blog post for the podcast, and you can check out all of the links and goodies that we put up there. So this is pretty cool. It's an ebook, and it's about, obviously, getting your army painted in a short amount of time. We know Max personally. He is a very good painter. So give this a look. It might be something that interests you and helps you to get your army painted and on the table.
We've got our hands on a copy of Cthulhu Wars by Peterson Games, and we will be giving it a go when time allows it. It looks really cool. It comes in this gigantic box. It's like this big. And all the models, it's got like 1 billion models in it. It looks really cool. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Literally 1 billion?
Maybe a little bit less. I think maybe just a little bit
999,999,000.
That's
okay,
about
good.
Maybe a little bit less than that.
Okay, good.
8.
Maybe like, I don't know, 20.
Maybe 6 all the way across.
Good. That would be somewhat appropriate for Cthulhu. But we want to throw a huge thank you out to Michael O'Grady. He was the one that was kind enough to send us the box. He's so enthusiastic about the game that he was willing to buy one for us to try it, to help spread the good word about a cool game. I'm a big H.P. Lovecraft fan. Let me say that correctly. I actually think he's not a very good writer. It's actually really hard to read his stuff because he's like channeling Edgar Allan Poe or something. It's a really antiquated. His prose is very antiquated. fair enough, he wrote a very long time ago. The ideas are amazing. The Cthulhu mythos, like the universe, fantastic. His actual books, I fall asleep reading them. I don't think he's a very good writer. He's a great idea guy. But if you want to go check out the bigger Cthulhu universe that has come as a result of his genius, it's really cool. It's very dark. The dark gods, the old gods, Nyarlathotep and Cthulhu and such, just so cool. Some of the comic books out there, especially by Alan Moore, really good, although I can't express enough, Alan Moore's take on Cthulhu is pitch black. It's not for everybody. It's so dark and twisted, but it's appropriate for the setting. So anyway, we'll definitely be checking out Cthulhu Wars. And thank you again to Michael O'Grady for sending that in.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Also, have you ever played Cthulhu or Call of Cthulhu?
The RPG?
Yeah.
I have not, but all my friends that have say it's a really tough game. Almost everybody dies or goes mad.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest RPGs I've ever played. Like, you go crazy in like 3 sessions. Jeez.
That's in the
It's a lot of fun.
literature of the game. That's basically what happens.
Yeah.
Everyone goes mad. Nobody wins.
Nope.
Nobody wins.
Can't win.
And the old gods, Cthulhu and them, don't care.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark. It's pretty bleak. It's nihilistic for sure.
New Warhammer app game, Arcane Magic, is now out. Check it out on iTunes, Apple Store. We have the link in the show notes. Have you checked it out at all?
No.
I saw some of the images. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mobile game.
Yeah.
I don't play those. I have no interest in them. You like them a lot.
Yeah.
My phone is used for communications pretty much exclusively, and occasionally checking my Facebook page. I update the blog on my phone occasionally too. That's pretty much all I do. But if you are into app games and you're into Warhammer, which good chances are that you are like both those things, if you're watching us right now, check it out because it might appeal to you.
Yep. Drop Zone Commander reveals their new miniatures. They look pretty cool. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm not a big fan of the infantry in Drop Zone Commander.
I think they look really cool. Like the first image we've got is the new Shaltari slave infantry.
Yeah.
And then we've got a new unit that's UCM anti-air infantry unit.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. This is a first. We haven't really seen a dedicated AA infantry unit. I'm definitely going to be picking some up for my UCM. We've got some, these are the new PHR infantry unit, which I cannot remember which one this is. These are the Valkyries. Okay, they look a lot different than they do in the concept sketches. So the Valkyries, they are jump pack equipped units. I think the equivalent of Seraphim in 40K.
And these guys, no idea.
Yep.
They look interesting. I don't know. I just don't like the scale of the infantry. But
Yeah, 10 millimeter.
It fits the Drop Zone Commander scale. So
At 10 millimeter, it can be a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
The new Triton, this is dedicated to carrying the offshoot of the Siren that controls all of the nanobots. Pretty cool.
do you think those wings flap?
I hope so.
That looks interesting.
And then we have some new free riders that are on bikes for the Resistance faction. Very cool.
Yeah, they look tight. I like the Resistance. They're really
Yeah.
cool. But this is probably like one of the coolest tanks right here.
The new UCM tank is absolutely baller.
Yeah, the thing is cool. It's like 2 sabers put together
Right.
with a giant cannon.
With a giant rail cannon.
Yeah.
I believe, I'm not sure, because these images came out untitled. That's why we're struggling a little bit here, guys. Sorry, we don't mean to sound like idiots. I believe that is the character super heavy tank for the UCM.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But it looks absolutely badass. This is an Apollo variant for the PHR, the new jump walker.
I think it's really cool.
Yes.
I like the jets on the back of it.
The PHR is hands down the coolest looking faction, in my opinion. The next one we've got, this is the new Siren that controls the nanobots. She's described in the fluff as like riding them.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool concept. And supposedly extremely powerful model as well.
I can only imagine. The Sirens are already really good, but
They're
paired up
incredible.
with nanobots. Game over.
Game over, bro. We've got the new Scourge infantry unit. The Scourge, again, are parasites, take over other alien hosts. This is a flying unit. They're described as coming in on dropships. They drop off of the dropships and then go attack tanks. They have the ability, usually plasma weaponry is common with the Scourge, to blow up tanks in melee, which is really neat.
Is it hot white plasma? or
Hot
do you
white
think it's
plasma.
Hot purple plasma.
It's hot white.
Okay.
It's that's specifically in the fluff.
Thank goodness.
And then we've got the new, another new Scourge infantry unit. This is a giant alien.
This guy is massive.
Yeah. This one is another melee unit. Very cool. I can't wait to see the rules. I bet they're awesome.
He's bigger than the tanks.
Yeah, they're quite big.
He's running across the table.
And lastly, I don't even know what this is. This image popped up. It's a new Scourge dropship. Looks very cool. Looks like a flying head.
I like it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
I'm into it.
Watch all of, it's like their master plan is all the Scourge ships are going to fit together
Like
to create
Voltron.
Voltron.
Bam.
That's the head.
Do you ever see the movie The Rocketeer?
Yes.
It looks like his helmet.
It does. Quite a bit. Or it looks like, what's it called? Guyver.
Oh, Biosuit Guyver?
Yep.
The crappiest live action movie of all time.
It's good.
It's terrible.
It's
It's if you ever want to see Mark Hamill look really bad. But the Guyver,
It's a cool
the
story.
manga and the anime are great. The live action, it's like Power
entertaining.
Rangers. It's pretty
The
bad.
guys are wearing rubber suits. And like, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, God, the fight scenes are just bad.
Yeah. So Drop Fleet Commander has some new Scourge fleet miniatures to show off. We've only seen UCM up until now. The Scourge ships look badass.
These look sick.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff coming out of Gen Con, which is going down as we speak. The Scourge ships look cool. There's a lot of excitement building about Drop Fleet Commander. Yeah. The UCM ships look cool. The Scourge ships look cool. You may or may not, who knows, be seeing a fat mat that may or may not be usable with a game like this.
Ooh.
Wink, wink. We'll see what the future brings us. But we're very excited for this game. We think the miniatures look phenomenal. Very, very cool.
Yeah. It'll be really cool to play with your friends because you can play Drop Fleet, and then whatever happens in Drop Fleet will affect your Drop Zone Commander game. So it'll be really cool.
And we will be playing some Drop Zone Commander on the live stream. We quite simply have not had the time to finish putting everything together.
Yeah.
We've just been struggling to keep up, per usual, but we have been slowly and steadily, or I should say Kian, has slowly and steadily been assembling some of the new buildings. So we will crack the whip and throw some crusts of bread and maybe some stale water, make the slave go harder, and get those things put together.
Max Mini shows off a new tank. How big is this tank?
It is a 28mm scale tank.
Okay.
Yep.
Because in the picture it looks like it's
Tiny, but
like
it's
6mm.
It's not. It is a 28mm scale tank. You could use this in 40K.
I don't like it.
It's supposed to be like a World War I tank. Oh, that's right. That is a World War II tank. But it's ugly as sin. And
Yeah. It's not beautiful.
beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I don't like it. Frankie doesn't like it. Perhaps you do. Hey, there it is. It's new.
It's not hot. All right, new Infinity miniatures are released at Gen Con. Tons of new U.S. Ariadne, Tiger Soldiers, and Nomads.
So this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Infinity miniatures are beautiful.
Incredible.
The game is fun. I'm not like super sold on the game. It's very different. This learning curve is a bit steep, but it's an extremely popular game. It's growing very rapidly and undeniably beautifully sculpted miniatures, and the paint jobs that come out of that studio are world class.
Yeah, they're like some of the best painters I would say in the world.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
incredible.
Yeah.
And the miniatures that they're producing are incredible. So put the two together, mind blown.
It's like PB&J, bro.
Nah, I don't like PB&J.
It's like bangers and mash.
There you go. All right, that's much better.
But that is pretty incredible. The game, one of our teammates, Vidar, is a huge proponent of Infinity. And again, it's one of those games I would like to give it some more playtime. I have a hard time keeping up with everything, but definitely check it out. These new miniatures look like they're going to blow your mind. Single pose science fiction miniatures. And when I say that, I mean non-multi-part plastic kits where you can customize them.
Yeah.
I think these are the best in the game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. No one's
Hands down.
beating them.
And their scale's been kind of increasing, right? They're making the models a little bit bigger, I think.
They do true 28mm scale, non-heroic, meaning that the guns and weapons, the musculature of the miniatures is true to life, right?
Dang. Nobody likes that, though. Everybody likes the Catachin models, you know?
Where they're just every guy is Arnold and his rifle
huge.
is 6 feet long. Just,
Heck yeah.
I'm not complaining about it. I think it's fun too, but it looks better as a miniature.
Oh, yeah,
if you were to
it's
scale it up to
way
human
better.
size, it would look preposterous. Like a Space Marine would look like a short fat guy.
That'd be cool. That'd be amazing.
The Space Marine miniature should be more like a Terminator size. That'd be more appropriate to the scale. But
Those are the same size as like IG guys. You know,
yes,
you're actually supposed to
a
be a lot bigger.
Catachan model is actually beefier than some Space Marines. That means that guy's like 9 feet tall and
Those are the Space Marines that don't work out. You know?
Yeah, like a Space Marine should be like closer to like a Crisis suit in size, but it's all good.
All right, a new wave of BattleTech miniatures is announced, and they look fantastic. They look really cool.
I think this is funny that this is the new wave BattleTech miniature. Anybody, my first miniatures game was BattleTech. I've been playing this since the 80s. I love BattleTech. The fluff is really fun. But anybody who's played this game knows that that's the Warhammer, which was copied from Robotech. So how is this a new? This is not a new wave BattleTech. All this is a rehash of a copy of something somebody else already did.
But it's new for BattleTech.
I guess. Anybody who played BattleTech knows there's this huge legal drama where BattleTech, original BattleTech miniatures, they're so ugly that they're cool, right? It's like a pug or something. They're terrible. But then, like when you first get the box set as a kid, you open it up and you're like, some of them are so hideously bad and some of them are beautiful. All the good ones were Robotech miniatures that they copied. There's a big hubbub about they had like verbal permission to do it. You know, this is back in the old days. No one knew what the hell they were doing. I just think it's very interesting that they're toting this as the new hot design when
The new hotness, Reese.
it is, again,
on
it's just,
board.
they copied Robotech. Again, supposedly with permission. But
Who came out with those terrible movies back in like the 80s or 60s or 70s?
Robot Jocks, bro, don't even tell me.
so
No, that
long
movie's
ago.
awesome. Robot Jocks rocks. I love that
does
movie. It's a terrible movie, but as a kid, I loved it. The guy like shoots his fist. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. All right, Conan: Age of Monsters. Oh wait. Okay, so back to BattleTech and terrible movies. Pacific Rim 2 has been announced.
Awesome.
Gonna be amazing.
I hope they make it
Can't
even
wait.
cheesier.
Oh, me too. I cannot wait.
I don't let anybody into my head. I only drift alone.
My brother is still in there somewhere. Like, oh god.
My timing's always bad, babe.
Hopefully this time the robots are more like UFC fighters or WWE. You know, they're doing the.
They drop the people's elbow on the robots.
That would be.
They
so
tag
cool.
in and out.
That would be badass.
Hey, I don't care. You know what? The Pacific Rim was tongue in cheek. It was meant
was
to
amazing.
be cheesy. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
We went with a group of like 10 people. It was a blast.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited for Pacific Rim 2.
All right, sorry about that. So now moving on. Conan: Age of Monsters shows off their first miniatures. Some of the Legion of
Set.
Legion set.
Legion of Set. Set is an evil god.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's the snake god in the.
That didn't sound right.
Set is the snake god in the
Really?
Conan
It's called
universe.
Set?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, remember in the first one, James Earl Jones?
Yeah, I didn't listen to the name of what they were called.
You just don't, words just don't work with you.
They don't phase me.
Yeah.
Pictures.
James Earl Jones worships Set in the first
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
And then units and a badass mammoth. There you go.
There's a lot of cool stuff. So we've got some archers that look really neat.
They look cool. They look badass. I like the mammoth though.
The mammoth is also very cool. And then there's also a giant snake-like hydra.
Giant set.
There you go. He's Set Junior. Baby Set.
But a game cannot go wrong with creating mammoths. Just saying. Lord of the Rings did it.
Well, Fantasy went wrong, and they had a mammoth.
they?
Lord of the Rings went wrong, and they
Fantasy-
also had
Fantasy
a
didn't have
mammoth.
a mammoth.
Actually, I think if you're batting a 0 if you make a mammoth.
Lord of the Rings was super popular when it first came out.
And where is it now?
Doesn't matter. It was popular when it came out. That's all they need is a big boost when they release.
I think making a mammoth is the kiss of death for your game.
Heck no. Looks cool. All right.
Because corollary data is also causation.
Some very cool heroic scale female heads by Status Quo.
God. Statuesque.
Oh, statuesque.
My
Status
God.
Quo. I like Status Quo better.
That's 2 words. Status quo is 2 words.
If that S and that E were closer together,
You are so illiterate.
it'd be Status Quo.
Oh my God.
My eyes do funky things with words.
I got to just like help you through these before.
I'm like
we-
one of those people. You put like a bunch of letters into something, I'll make words out of it. I will make some cool words.
Good. But
Genius.
these are 28 millimeter heroic scale female heads. They're very
By who?
statuesque.
Status Quo.
Good. And they're really good. They also make bear heads so that if you want to go in and sculpt the hair on or do whatever you want with it, you can.
I thought you meant like actually like a bear head.
Yeah, like a bar, like a grizzly bar.
Like a bear.
Yeah, no, they make female heads that have no hair. So that you can go in and add anything you want to it in terms of sculpting. These are really cool. You've got them with berets, with like captain hats, goggles, beanies. Very cool. I think that a lot of people will have a desire to put these into their army. I saw an amazing set of conversions for Sisters of Battle using the Dreamforge miniatures, putting bolters in their hands and female heads on them. They looked amazing, plastic Sisters of Battle. Really, really well done.
Nice.
So this was popped up on Facebook, and this was so cool. I'm a big fight fan, UFC or Pride for people who are familiar with it. Ronda Rousey is hands down the best female fighter in the world, no question. She's so incredibly talented as an athlete, dominates everybody. She could beat up a lot of the guys in the UFC. But then there's an article that popped up, which we linked to. She is a huge nerd.
Yep.
In this picture, you can see her wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt. She's like gone on record as saying like Vegeta is like her cartoon crush and she loves it. She's
got good taste.
She does. If she like Goku, it'd be better.
Goku, yeah, right.
Vegeta's
He's like the ultimate good guy. He's like, all right, and now I'm about to lose, but I'll go Super Saiyan 8, and now I win.
And then Vegeta turns green
like,
with
screw
envy.
you, Goku. I'm gonna go work my ass off and be better than you.
Who inspires him? Goku. Who always beats him? Goku.
Ultimate
Goku's the
good
best.
Guy. Yeah, nobody likes ultimate good guys. People
I do. I like
people
Superman
like the underdog.
too. The underdog. Vegeta's an asshole.
He's an underdog.
Anyway, so Ronda Rousey is hot. She's an actress. She's a top level athlete. She does cosplay. She's a Pikachu fanatic. She loves Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, did we just discover the perfect woman? I think we did.
Might have.
I was
she
like,
can bench press more than most guys.
Sure, I guarantee she beat the crap out of 99% of the men on planet Earth, like with ease. I just think that was pretty cool that she's so open about it too. Like she like loves it. She said when she was a kid that she put like 200 hours into Pokemon Blue. She has all of them.
Awesome.
Totally. That was really neat. It's always cool when you see a celebrity that shares our enthusiasm for nerd culture, especially when it's an athlete or somebody that you wouldn't normally associate with what we do.
Okay.
I think that's pretty neat.
The new Total War Warhammer video, A Battle for Blackfire Pass, is pretty amazing. I'm actually getting kind of excited for this.
I am too. This shows a set piece battle between Orcs and Empire. It's a work in progress. It's not done, but what they have is really impressive.
Yeah.
And just so neat to see all the models moving around, interacting with each other, talking. When they charge, they like jump through the air and smash each other. That was my favorite part about Dawn of War, is just watching all my favorite characters and units from 40K moving around and interacting with each other the way I always imagined it. This is pretty neat. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of fantasy, I'll probably play this game just because I want to see the giant armies battling. Yeah. But check out the movie if it interests you, the clip. Even if you don't want to play the game, it's an entertaining 10 minutes.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And like you said, I mean, everybody just likes to see them move around and stuff. GW, make a web series. You'll make millions of dollars.
Yeah, it would be a great form of marketing.
But. Forge World shows off the new White Scars upgrades, and it's about time. These things look amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the 30K, the Horus Heresy series has done so much awesome stuff to explore the fluff, to allow us to dig into all the specialized miniatures, and White Scars are one of the least explored chapters in the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of these chapters that were kind of left untouched for years and years now are the coolest ones. Like the Night Lords is the example, of course, I'm going to go to. They were barely mentioned in the fluff. And then Aaron Dembski-Bowden comes along, writes an amazing series of books, kind of redefines them, and all of a sudden now they're like one of the coolest chapters. So the White Scars are very cool. They're like a Mongolian-based kind of themed chapter. I can't wait to see what they do with them, because they're going to come out. This means they're going to come out with a special character for them, like Sevatar or any of the other special characters for the other chapters. They're going to come out with a special unit, like we've seen with the Gal Vorback for the Word Bearers. And they're going to come out with, of course, Jagati Khan.
That's going to be sick.
Cannot wait to see that because that is going to be pretty baller. And then, of course, we get the shoulder pads, the alternate heads. These helmets are really cool.
I hope he looks like Dracula from those or vampire comic books we were reading.
Oh, from
What is it called?
you caught me off guard.
Ah.
They're French vampire comics, and they're absolutely phenomenal. Requiem.
Requiem.
Vampire Knight Requiem.
Sick.
If you, again, very adult, very European.
Yes.
Not for everybody, but if you are okay with that, Requiem Vampire Knight, one of the best comic book series I've ever read. It's so imaginative. It's so fun.
Well, hopefully Khan looks just like Dracula. Just massive.
The Dracula in that is pretty cool.
He's cool.
He's pretty cool.
All right. ITC update.
So we've got quite a few events that have come in. There's a couple events that the TO sent me the results in the wrong format. So I'm lagging a little bit getting them uploaded. Please tell your TO to send them to me in the right format because I have to go in and basically rewrite out the score sheet.
Yeah.
So there's a couple events that are a little bit behind because we've been extremely busy this week. I just haven't had a chance. But we've gotten a lot of event results in. Thank you very much to everybody that's participating. The ITC continues to grow. It's been a ton of fun. So let's go over the rankings.
All right. In first place, we've got Jeff in control Robinson.
He's in front by a lot.
Yeah.
So good job to Jeff. He's been playing half the season Tyranids. The second half of the season, he's been playing the War Convocation, doing very well. Second place, we got Alex Gonzalez. He is from the Left Coast Corsairs, a Necron player. Julio Rodriguez back up into third place with Space Marines, part of NWO. Steve Sisk of the Mercy Killers in fourth, also a Space Marine player. Yep. Alan PJ Pants by Ramovich of the Chicago Kamikazes. He's in fifth place. Interesting thing to note, keep your eye on Alan. He only has 3 scores in the ITC.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Everybody else is like 8, 9, 6. We take your top 4 scores. Alan's only 3 scores are all 3 GT wins.
Yep. So one more GT win. And
He's
solid.
He's been playing Orcs and Demons. We got Baxter Seguin back up into 6th place from Mugu Legion, a Necron player. Alan DeHesa from Rage Quit Table Flip. He's a dedicated Khorne Demonkin player. He is in 7th place. Paul McKelvey, the former ITC champion from the Left Coast Corsairs. He's in 8th, a Tau player. Mike Bass of the Wolf Brothers. He is in 9th. Usually plays Chaos. I think he's been playing Eldar.
Yeah, I think he's playing Eldar this year.
And then Daniel Garcia of NWO in 10th place. Congratulations to the top 10. It's really fun to see all the rankings shifting and sliding around and how excited everybody has been getting about it. Okay. So we've got our club rankings for the ITC. First place, I got to admit,
Finally.
Pretty proud to see it. Our very own Team Zero Comp in first place. 79 tournament
we
results.
We almost have double the person in second.
We have by a mile the most tournament results. But you know what? Quantity has a quality all of its own. We are in first place by 1 point.
And it's the way that the team score works is we take your top 4
from the whole
scores.
team,
Yeah.
from every tournament result from your entire team, the top 4 scores is what we take.
Yeah.
So we may alter that for the 2016 season, but this is what we decided to go for 2015. Mm-hmm. The Left Coast Corsairs are in 2nd place, and in 3rd place is the NWO Black Shirts, all 3 California teams.
Nice.
All 3 California teams. That's good. It shifts and slides. We had a Mississippi team, actually the Gulf Coast Alliance, representing all the states in and around the Gulf area. They were in first place for quite a while.
Yep. Agents of the Imperium. We've got Scott Combs in first. He's been in first for most of the time.
He's been there. No, he is of the Gulf Coast Wargaming Alliance team down in the south.
Blood Angels. We've got Andrew Helland
from the Baco Brawlers.
And then we've got Chaos Space Marines, Alan DeHesa.
And we include Demonkin in Chaos Space Marines. That will change in the next season as more Demonkin books come out. We'll have to create a Demonkin faction that will include all of them.
Yeah. Peter Kelly in first for Demons.
He is of the Mercy Killers team.
Dark Angels, we've got Brandon Grant.
He is a Nomad. He's in the Nomad charter. We've been watching Sons of Anarchy again.
Dark Eldar, we've got Willow Ryder, Joe Willow, Left Coast Corsairs.
She's of the Left Coast Corsairs, yes.
Eldar, we've got Mark Arambula.
From NWO.
And then, lots of Eldar players. Grey Knights, we've got Jim Ye.
From Team Zero Comp, baby.
Imperial Guard, we've got Mike Oade from the Wolf Brothers. Necrons, we've got Alex Gonzalez from Left Coast Corsairs. Orcs, we've got Anthony Hinkle.
from the Gulf Coast Wargaming Alliance.
Sisters of Battle, we've got Daniel Garcia.
Also
NWO.
of NWO.
And then Space Marines, we've got Julio Rodriguez. Good job,
Also
Julio.
of NWO. They're kicking ass.
And then Space Wolves, we've got Steve Sisk from Mercy Killers. Tau, we've got Paul McLevely from Left Coast Corsairs. And Tyranids, we've got Jeffrey Robinson.
Well done, guys. Thank you again for everybody that's participated in the ITC. This year has been a flagship year for us. It's just really broken out and taken off. So we're very excited to see it progress.
All right. And upcoming ITC events, we've got Ard Boys in Pensacola, Florida, August 1st.
Yep, that is tomorrow. So good luck to everybody that's participating in that event.
Okay. All right, rumors. The rumors section is gathered from the web and is not new information received from any manufacturer, nor is it necessarily accurate. This section of the podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. So
there's a bunch of Forge World rumors rolling around. Supposedly they're going to be opening up a Forge World mail order shop just to keep up with demand. And the rumors indicate that we'll actually be seeing Forge World items on the GW website this summer. This is a rumor we've been hearing for about a year and a half. And I believe that it is happening, and I believe that the problem has just been keeping up. How do they produce cast resin models in that quantity while maintaining quality control? That's what tanked Finecast, is they couldn't keep the quality where it was. That's why everybody call it fine crap. It's because when you cast things in resin, you need a skilled human being there to make sure it's done correctly. Or you get bubbles and you get miscasts. It's not really a process that right now lends itself to mass production.
Yeah.
So if they've figured out how to do it, great. That means we'll be able to see Forge World on the Games Workshop website, which would be awesome. Because what that does is it helps to break down some of the artificial barriers people still have in their minds to Forge World. Where we are at in the West Coast, in the Western United States, it's become completely commonplace. No one blinks an eye at it. But there are still places in other parts of the world, like Europe, like ETC, they don't use Forge World at all. And then on the East Coast, they're kind of slowly starting to be more accepting towards it. So I think this would be something that would be a really good thing in order to make it more mainstream.
Yeah.
All right. Because one of the obstacles people always present is, oh, it's hard to get. Well, it's not really hard to get. You just have to order it. But if it's on the GW website, it's like people are just going to have to be like, okay, fine.
Yeah. Now
the books, everything, the rules, everything already tells us this is completely 100% a part of 40K, but some people still have a resistance to it, which is fine. It's not a bad thing per se. We just really like to use all our toys, so I see this as a major positive.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked. So word on the street is that the GW team assigned to Gen Con was deported for not having U.S. work visas. Now, do you know if this is true or just a rumor?
This is a rumor, but it's been corroborated many times. So supposedly this is what happened. The GW team that was going to Gen Con is the biggest tabletop gaming convention in the world, to my knowledge. Salute is also very big, but Gen Con is like 4 days. It's a beast.
Yeah.
They got holiday or travel visas, and then when they showed up, they said that they were there to work. They didn't have a work visa. The whole team got sent back. They got sent back to the UK. Now, that's devastating.
That is ridiculous.
All the flights that you paid for, the lost revenue, paying for the booth at Gen Con is thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Gen Con might have worked with them because they're like, we got deported.
Well, so. GW US probably had some people run over there as an emergency response. That's like you lose your job mistake. I hate to say that. Somebody out there that's a human being that made that mistake.
Yeah.
And it happens, right? It happens. But I mean, that's like really bad. You just cost your company tens of thousands of dollars. Like your salary for the year in one epic mistake.
Oops.
And not only the black eye for PR, it makes your company look foolish that you can't even show up. You know, not to slam them, you know, mistakes happen. I mean, we've made mistakes too, but geez Louise, I would hate to be the dude that made that mistake. That's not fun.
Oh well.
So there's a lot of rumors floating around about what's coming out for Age of Sigmar. So the new Retributors, they can use the Lightning Hammer. So the new Retributors are one of the Paladins, excuse me. The Paladins are like the Terminators. So the Retributors have Lightning Hammers that can cause 2 deadly wounds when rolling a 6th wound. Wow.
How many points do you think those Lightning Hammers are, Reese?
0, Frankie.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Not even 0, they're just non-existent.
Why would you not take those?
Dude, points are so
they were so
conformist.
last year.
Don't be a conformist, Frankie. So the Decimators have thunder axes, can attack more than one enemy. Furthermore, enemies have to add 2 to the battle shock test within 6 inches of a Decimator. That's brutal.
That's pretty good. It's not terrible. I think I'd go with the Retributors every time with lightning hammers, though.
Well, the Protectors, bro, have
Ooh.
Storm Strike glaives that generate an arrow shield. They're just spinning them so fast. You know that's what the fluff is going to say.
It'd be like, if you bring an arrow shield to the table, you automatically win.
They're like, if you spin a real stick, no arrows can hit you. That's the special rule. Any ranged attack reduces their number of attacks by 1.
That's because that arrow shield's built to
They're
block
spinning
arrows.
it, bro.
It's like Captain America's shield. It's built to block bullets.
Well, it's made of vibranium, dog. Duh.
It's not as good as Transformium.
Well, I would argue that it's better because it doesn't sound moronic or slightly less.
Unobtainium.
My God, that was the worst. Really, unobtainium? Well, I think we just obtained it, so therefore we've just proven that. Anyway,
now it's obtainium.
Obtained.
Obtained.
So dumb.
Couldn't
Couldn't they have just paid tried a little harder? Transformium? Really? God, Michael Bay.
Oh, God.
You suck.
It's the Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, don't
I got
even.
the card right here.
What was the point of that? Like, what?
Just make her 18.
What?
Boom.
Right.
Okay,
What?
problem solved.
Because there was some guy in the marketing. He's like, we've got to appeal to the tweens, and the oldest she can be is 17. We'll have to do it. All right. Well, then, how do we justify this? We'll give this idiot this card that justifies him committing statutory rape. Perfect. Great idea.
God, what a terrible movie.
And the movie made so much money. That is the worst part. It makes me lose
It
faith.
had Mark Wahlberg in it.
It makes me lose faith. Oh, God. In the middle of a gunfight. Oh, it's a beer.
What about
Tastes great.
What about
Less
his friend
filling.
just died and he's like totally fine with it?
Yeah, his best friend gets vaporized. Like,
Don't worry
sorry,
about
bruh.
it. You were an okay
I'll drink
friend, I guess.
I'll drink another Bud Light for you.
Right in front of the Victoria's Secret truck.
Yeah.
It's like,
God.
oh, God.
That movie was a travesty, a sham, and a mockery. It was a travish a mockery. I hate it so much. Anyway,
right, let's move
rumors. So there's coming out with new prosecutors as the winged units. We've been rehashing this. There's going to be a 2-handed hammer version, a spear and shield version, and then the 2 hammers. Pretty cool.
They can also get an arrow shield.
They have an actual shield that does block arrows. Blood Reavers, that is the Khorne unit. They'll have different weapon options in the box. They come right now with the punch dagger and the axe. The punch dagger, if you make a save of a 6, you automatically hit the opponent.
Punch him.
Yep. And then one of their other options is going to be a 2-handed axe. That's going to look
two-handed axe.
really cool. And then a new box for Blood Warriors. Those are like the kind of the quote-unquote cultists of the game. They're going to also have 2 axes, all kinds of different options, 2-handed axes. They look really good. And on paper, they look like total crap. But then when you start applying the buffs to them,
Yeah, they become really good.
they become extremely good when you start buffing them up. And lastly, there's a slaughter priest coming out, and it will come in a clan pack, and it will also be able to make a skull grinder, I imagine.
Skull grinder. Ooh, do you think he has like a little bowl and then like a grinder?
I imagine
Grinds up skulls?
it's more of a wheel that he spins with his foot, and he...
It's got a wheel and then another wheel so that he can push it around.
Yo, dog.
I heard you like wheels, bro. All right.
We do have a rant session.
Good.
So I want to bring this up because I feel like this is an important thing to mention. I want to preface this by saying we're not slamming anybody else. But I just want to say that. I just want to give my opinion on something that I was told that occurred. I wasn't there. I can't even verify that this actually occurred. But if this did occur, I think someone needs to say something. So I'm definitely going to say something. The ATC just occurred this previous weekend. By all accounts, everyone had a great time. It sounds like it was an awesome event. Over 200 people. Everyone was saying it was super fun.
Yeah.
Sounds great. We wish we could have been there. We were told, this is hearsay because I wasn't there, I didn't see it, but we were told by multiple people that some of the judges at the event were walking around with guns armed.
Holy shit.
Yes. Open carry. They have open carry permits. It was legal, right? And again, I don't even know if this happened. I didn't see it for myself. If this happened, I am mind blown that the administrative staff of the ATC would make this decision. I'm not putting them down. Their culture there is different. Their ideas and the way they do things is different. But purely from a organizational standpoint, I think it's pretty. It feels like it shouldn't even be mentioned that if you have members of your staff that are armed, that it's not the best choice. I mean, I grew up, I spent a lot of my youth on a ranch. I'm very comfortable with guns. I'm not against guns. But come on, guys. Like, we love you guys. We'll support your event. We want to come next year. I don't know if I would want to come to an event where there was judges that were carrying guns. Because, I mean, what could possibly good could come as a result of doing this? You could have a catastrophic accident. At the very least, you're going to make people feel very uncomfortable. So if this did not occur, I will, in the next show, gladly say that I made a mistake. But I was told by multiple people that they saw judges with guns. You guys got to rethink that. That's, in my opinion, not a very intelligent decision to make. Do you have anything to add on that, Frankie, or are you going to let that one lie?
I'll let that one lie.
Yeah, my mind was blown, literally, when I heard that. I was like, what? So if anybody can confirm or deny that, let me know. I would gladly recant that if that wasn't true, because we wouldn't want to slander anybody. But if it is true, that is my opinion. You guys should definitely rethink that policy.
All right, Rules Lawyer, ITC quarterly update. The ever-evolving decision-making process of the ITC. It's been a roller coaster, to say the least. But, God, GW has just been releasing things left and right, throwing us curveballs. But now we're going to have a vote every quarter. So Reese is working on that today, and we'll be getting it emailed out right away.
I've been working on it for a while, but yeah, I've been polishing it today.
Yeah.
Right now I've sent it out to people that we trust that are really good at gathering data. They do it professionally, and they're helping me to shape the questions and the answers so as not to appear biased and to make it very clear to to all you voters what it's communicating, and to present it in such a way that the answers will be very, very clear.
Yeah.
We're learning. This has been an ongoing process, and it's been great, though, because people really like having determination over their own fate in regards to the rules that we all play by. That part's been super popular. Really happy to do it. And we've been learning how to ask the questions, how to present the data. What questions do we ask? Because really, we could have an infinite number of them. Which types of issues do we deal with as a community? Which do we just make a call on as judges? Because a lot of them, it's just like rules interpretations, or it's raw versus rules as interpreted. So we're refining the process as we go. We are starting to learn like which questions are the ones that we should present to be polled. Which are the ones that we just need to make a call on ourselves as judges so that we can just move through and keep going. And we're starting to learn that the ones that are really important are how you make your army. We should leave that up to the players. Like, how many detachments do we use? Yeah. How do we treat Decurion detachments? Can we have duplicate of detachments? These are all questions that are going to be on the poll, by the way. And then some of the more specific ones that we're going to be asking for, like army-specific questions, are things that we've just decided on the FAQ Council in the past, but have really upset people or have caused a lot of commotion. Things like how to interpret a certain type of unit like a Tyranid Tyrannocyte. That one seemed to me like a no-brainer to go with rules as intended, but to this day, still get tons of people asking why we interpreted it as they each shoot at the nearest target. So we're going to put it up on the poll. You know, that's not, I feel like that's the kind of thing that the community should decide, not that we should just dictate. Even though it's clear to me that we should go with rules as intended, we should allow other people to vote on that. Because I've had at least 24 people write me saying like, oh, I had a list with Tyranid drop pods that I can't play because of the, I think that's being a little bit hyperbolic. You can still play it. But instead of just saying, hey, this is the way it is, we're dictators, why don't we just present it to people? Yeah. 'Cause I don't care, really. Like, yeah, sure, go ahead and shoot all the damn things at one target. Yeah. What big deal?
Hitting on fives.
Because the implication being that if it allows more diversity in the field, and if it allows us as a community to say, let's play it as raw, or let's go with the rules as intended, it takes the heat off the judges, for one, but it also puts the decision in the community's hands. Yeah. So then if you're at an event and someone's like, oh, I really wanted to do my Tyrannocyte drop Tyranid list, and now I feel like it's invalidated because of a rules interpretation, we can say, hey, look, man, it wasn't just us dictating to you. It was everybody decided that's the way it should be played. Yep. So as we continue to do this, we'll do a quarterly update. It's the calendar year for the ITC is all around the Las Vegas Open. So it'll begin and end at the LVO. And then every 3 months after February, we'll do a quarterly update to kind of reflect on rules that have come up or just changes in the community. Like, hey, now we kind of think that we should do more detachments, or we should allow people to duplicate detachments. And those feelings change as we go. So that's the way it's gonna go. And then, of course, as the years progress, it'll continue to evolve and become better. So look for that today. It'll be on frontlinegaming.org's front page. Check it out, cast your vote, and help to shape the game that we all play in the ITC.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. One last point on that. I'm sorry. One last point on the ITC. So in the past, there's been the FAQ Council, which was represented by Adepticon, the BAO, the LVO, Feast of Blades, Wargames Con. The way things kind of taken shape is now Wargames Con is ITC, Feast of Blades no longer exists. It's kind of boiled down to just like us, Du Bois, and Adepticon, and we need to be more responsive because there's ITC events every weekend. So it looks like there's going to kind of be a little bit of a separation. We're still going to have a voice on the general FAQ for Adepticon and the other events that do that. But the ITC FAQ is going to become its own thing, so to speak. Right. It's already got enough differences that it's a different document. But just the way this thing has evolved organically, this needs to happen. We've been talking to the guys because we need to make changes on a weekly basis almost because of new materials. So it'll be a little bit more clear-cut what the ITC FAQ actually is going forward.
Nice. All right, completed commissions. So we just finished up a Demon commission. Looks pretty slick.
Yeah, check it out. This is a level 2. This is what we would call a Tabletop Plus. It's an affordable commission. It looks absolutely awesome. Check out frontlinegaming.org. Go to the painting section and consider getting your next army painted with Frontline Gaming Studios. Yep. We just acquired Thomas and his wife, formerly of Blue Table Painting. We didn't, steal them away or anything like that. They approached us. They had moved on, and we're happy to take them on. Yep. We've got over 20 painters now, and the painting portion of the company has become a pretty finely tuned machine. Mm-hmm. It's moving along very well. We have very aggressive prices. Check us out. You may want to get your next army painted with Frontline Gaming Studio.
Yep. And if you guys are interested, send in those emails to painting@frontlinegaming.org. All right, Eldar CAD. We've got an Autarch with a fusion gun, Scorpion chainsaw.
Sword.
He's
got a chainsaw.
He has a chainsaw.
He does. He's
got a Banshee mask and a warp jump generator. He's got a Farseer with Skyrunner, Spirit Stones, 2x5 Windrider with Scatter Lasers, 9 Warp Spiders, 5 Wraithguard with D-Size, Wraith Knight with 2 heavy Wraith Cannons. Then he's got a Dark Eldar ally. He's got a Succubus with a Architect Glaive.
It's Archite Glaive. He probably wrote in on his phone. He
probably
or something
draws.
Like it's Architect Glaive. I shall design your house.
And a Webway Portal. He's got 5 Kabbalite Warriors inside of a Venom with dual Splinter Cannons. And then he has the Crimson Death formation with 1 Crimson Hunter, Exarch, and 2 other Crimson Hunters.
This list is a very, very good Deldar list. The only thing that jumps out at me, no, I wouldn't change anything in this list. This is a shit kicker list. This is a list that could win a tournament very easily. Yeah. I guess my only suggestion is to break up the Windrider scat packs into multiples. Instead of 2 units of 5, I'd go 3, 3, 4. Yeah. That'd be my only suggestion, just because you get the ability to take more objectives, shoot more targets, and then you still got a unit of 4 that benefits from the Farseer's psychic powers.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then I'd also give the Wraith Knight the Glaive.
And the shield. You think he's better, the melee version?
I do.
Yeah. I think they're both extremely good. Yeah. This is a shit kicker list.
There's really not a lot of changes. Maybe give the Warp Spiders the Exarch. Maybe you already do, but
yeah, the Exarch is really so good. So good. I mean, you've got the Autarch in there with the Banshee mask, so they can assault without being. They're not really going to do much assaulting. You don't have any melee weapons. You got the fusion gun, which it's okay. I would almost give the Autarch, just give him the dual web spinners.
Yeah.
The fusion gun is cool, but I mean, I guess you could put the Autarch with the deep striking Wraithguard too. Gives you a little bit of flexibility.
You can go with either, but yeah, I'd recommend going with the Exarch and the Warp Spiders.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. Shit kicker list. Very, very, very good.
All right, and then we've got a.
This is a Red Scorpions. I'll read this one, buddy. It's a little bit goofy. So scroll up just a bit. This is a Red Scorpions list, and we're doing 2 lists because we accidentally glossed over one that we were supposed to do in the past. So we've got a Librarian level 2 and he's wearing Terminator armor. We've got Severin Loth, he's the chief librarian of the Red Scorpions. In the elite section, we've got, excuse me, I apologize. I couldn't hold that one in. We've got a Stern Guard veteran squad and a drop pod, and they all have combi meltas. And there's, looks like 5 of them. The way this list is written is a little bit goofy.
2 multi-meltas.
Yep, and 2 multi-meltas in the unit. Got a tactical squad times 10 with a melta gun and a drop pod. And we got another tactical squad, same thing, and a drop pod, and again, and again.
With a flamer.
All right. And another one.
With another flamer.
There we go. And then we got a fast attack drop pod and then some grav sense in the heavy support slot. This is very solid. Severin Loth is going to jump in with the grav centurions. I have no idea where the Terminator librarian goes.
Probably with the grav sense.
He goes with the Stern Guard.
Or with the Stern Guard.
Because there's an 8-man unit. That makes sense. I don't think you need him at all.
I don't think. I don't know. It's an interesting list.
So I think what the goal here is that they're trying to build a Red Scorpions, is it a battle company?
No.
Okay. So it's just
There's
a
7
CAD.
pods. So you get 4 on turn 1. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So this is an interesting list. This is Red Scorpions Chapter Tactics, which gives all the tactical squads have a apothecary as a sergeant, so they all have feel no pain.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think this is a really good list. You've got a ton of OBSEC. You've got quite a few heavy-hitting units with the Stern Guard and obviously the Grav Sense. Severin Loth is one of the best psychers in the game, only downside being that he only has 2 wounds.
Yep.
I think it's a good list. I really like it. It's a shame you can't put Badab War characters into battle companies, but what my suggestion would be is to try and go for like a demi company or a battle company, and then just take an allied detachment and put Severin Loth in that bad boy. Hopefully, Forge World gives us an FAQ that allows you to take Badab War characters in the demi company or the battle company, because they give us a lot more variety.
But that's all we got for the podcast version. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and ask us some questions on Twitch, we'll get those answered for you. So feel free to ask away.
All right, E. Hegner. He asks, how do I make the Dark Eldar Tantalus good? I own 2. Haha.
2? Oh,
well,
geez.
this is what I would do. I would write Forge World and say, please make the Tantalus a super heavy vehicle again. Thank you very much. And then all of a sudden it goes from a turd to amazing. It's just too expensive for something that can get blown up in one shot as an open top vehicle.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Scroll up a little bit. Karak Fiasco Man asks, I was looking at the D99 troops from Imperial Armor 4. Do you think losing orders for ghetto drop pods is worth it? So the D99 detachment is pretty cool. I like them a lot. They're genetically engineered Elysians.
Yeah.
They have a lot of cool options. They can take like 4 or 5-man units. Really, they can do MSU really, really well. I think that the D99 detachment is pretty cool. I like it a lot. Is it a tournament winning list? I don't know, man. It does MSU drop like special weapon spam really well. You might be able to pull it off. I don't know. I'd like to see it on the table.
Your preferred enemy Tyranids? Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of those out there.
One of the questions that's going to be on the poll is, currently we only allow what Forge World defines as 7th edition lists. We're going to ask if we should open it up to some of the 6th edition Forge World lists, such as the Detachment 99, the D99 list. Because we've had a lot of people asking to be able to play them.
These big questions here. Black Dynamite. One problem I've had with 40K is being a
predominantly male
hobby. Is that?
They tend to have sexist opinions. Yeah, that's a weird question. Yeah, it sounds like you just got some goofy guys.
Yeah, that
sometimes
really
when there's just men around each other, they can act a little bit poor. That's a question perhaps maybe for a forum. It's not really a good question for the show, per se. That's more of a social commentary.
Yeah, and I think it depends on what area you're in and stuff, because I've never had an issue with that.
He's asking about people talking about inappropriate things in front of other people in the store.
Fair enough.
The Clincher. Do cover saves apply to the unit charging another when getting hit by Overwatch? What? Two trains leave a station going opposite direction.
If you're charging and these guys are overwatching, do you get cover from the Overwatch shots? Yes.
I need to see it on the table. I can't visualize this.
How are you not? Okay, if I'm charging you.
So units
you're
charging
here.
from out of cover?
Yes. Would they get cover save?
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the normal
I
rules
said
for
was.
shooting apply.
Yeah.
Nivmizid, is there any thought of extending the typical round time or lowering army point values a little for ITC events? Things like the Decurion detachment that don't die, battle companies, or war convocation with lots of points. Yeah, that's a very legitimate concern. The time limits can't increase. They just can't. Like, we run tournaments to the minute, and you barely fit it all in. So there's no room for growth there. Unless you want to be in the hall for over 12 hours, it just doesn't work. You can't. Lowering the points, pros and cons, people straight up don't want to do it.
No, you want to play with more toys, but
Players always push for more points because they want, it's because when they're writing their list, they feel restricted. And I get it. I feel the same way when I write my list. Yeah. Ideally, we would play at 1,500 points, straight up. The game is so much faster at 1,500 points. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, but it turns people away. So it can be a challenge. One of the things we've been talking about for years is implementing like chess clocks in 40K. I think we're going to start doing it on the live stream because we have to, because we don't want the live stream. We want the live stream to have a set beginning and ending time. So I think we might start implementing them in the live stream just to force us to finish on time. And then that'll be a really good experiment for everybody to see how it would be in a live game of 40K.
Yeah.
Because they do it in War Machine and Hordes, and they implemented it over a number of years, and it absolutely works, right? Like if you're playing a game of 40K, let's just say 2 hours, hypothetically, because it makes the example easy. I should get 1 hour. You should get 1 hour. Not 1 minute more or less. That is fair. Now, some armies play quicker, but if you want to play a big army, well, then you got to learn how to play it quickly. So it's something we've been talking about, and we'll take a look at it. You know, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I think chess clocks would be fine. It's just a matter of what you do if somebody goes over or under or whatever. Do they get bonuses? Do they get negative points? Do they lose? Or what's?
Yeah, in War Machine, you
they
lose.
do death clock.
Yeah,
so
you lose if you go over time. Yeah. And I think that not to scare anybody, but I think that's the right way to do it, right? Hey, you used more time than you should have. You violated the rules of the tournament. It's a bit harsh, right? And War Machine is definitely more of a tournament-oriented game. 40K is definitely a mix of that and casual play. So I don't know if it's appropriate. It's something we'll have to think about, right? Like, at the very least, you'd know which one of you was slow playing. Like, unequivocally, you would know who was playing slowly.
You need to get a clock with like that goes extra like slow for your time. It's all
Yeah, what's going on?
That was only 10 minutes on deployment. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That was
Archon Califex, what do you guys think about taking Frankie's Corpse Thief Claw, adding a small Seer Council with some scat packs, and going for the invisible Corpse Thief Claw? Frankie, I'll let you answer that because I think that's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the best way to run the Corpse Thief Claw is take it as an ally to Eldar. You take an Eldar list, Wraith Knight, Seer Council, Scat Bikes, Warp Spiders, and then you throw the Corpse Thief Claw on top of it. Now you've got a really good list. Unfortunately, I like to play Dark Eldar, and they're not hanging in there very strong right now. So
actually, one of the guys at ATC that's playing Dark Eldar did extremely well. He's one of the.
Did he have Eldar allies?
I don't know.
Probably. But yeah, Archon and at ATC you get good matchups.
I was just about to say that.
So he was probably playing against like Tyranids and stuff like that because those are pretty easy
in that format, Eldar or Dark Eldar become awesome because they are so when they're good against an army, they're super good against an army.
But if they have more armies that they're bad against than they're good against, and they really don't have any armor penetration, unfortunately. So yeah, I think adding a Seer Council with the Corpse Thief is extremely good.
Yep. And to drop a little teaser, we've been working with a couple guys. Keep your eye open. There's good chances that we're going to have that style of event at the Las Vegas Open. A team event where you come and then you do the pairings similar to the very awesome ATC or ETC format. We've had a bunch of players approach us saying it'd be fun to do that at the LVO. Yeah. So we are looking at having that as a Sunday event. So get excited for that. If you would like to try out the team play, it's very fun.
Ha, take this, Reese. Nova Star. To be fair, the Scorn faction from Hordes has a ton of mammoths. Boom. Boom, son. Profit. Mammoth, profit.
No, that game is doomed.
Mammoth, profit.
Mr. Meatball.
Thank you very much for subscribing.
Love it. Thank you for subscribing, buddy.
You're awesome.
Make sure to send in your email address to Frankie so that he can include you on all the cool subscriber specials.
Captain Smurf, is the Demacaron worth the points?
He's a challenge to use. He's a beast once he gets into combat.
Yeah,
An absolute beast. But getting him there is a challenge. The Tyrannocyte is actually a really good option for getting him there.
Yeah. Solo basis, when are we going to see the intern on the live stream?
He needs to finish his army, or at least get it built and primed. We promised him he'd get to play it once before he left, but he decided he was going to try and make a 200 model count army over the summer. I was like, all right, I admire your ambition, but that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be ready maybe Tuesday or Thursday this next week.
Nova Star. Oh, and I'll be representing the team at the Hard Boys tournament tomorrow in Pensacola, Florida. It's an ITC event.
Nice.
Good luck.
Good luck, buddy.
Dylan. Dylan is also going to be running the 30K event at the Las Vegas Open. Yeah. Super popular. We have people that are mega excited this year about it. And as we've said, there was a Star Trek actor that played in the 30K event. It was really cool.
The Clincher, have you thought about making a Space Hulk style fat mat, something that you can use for Zona Mortalis? We may or may not have something maybe coming on the way. Maybe.
That's very, very interesting question. I'd stay tuned to Frontline Gaming in the next, I'd say, month or so.
Yeah.
You might be pleasantly surprised.
All right.
Age of Entropy. Clocks on the live stream is a great idea, although that will favor some lists. Yeah, anytime you make any change, it's going to benefit or hurt different factions differently. You're right. It's unavoidable.
And some players.
Yeah.
You know, like Reese, that'll be kind of a detriment for him. Be like, oh no.
I play as swift as lightning.
Now I'm going to lose every game.
So, you know what's funny though? I have a buddy, Shane. He plays a true Orc Horde, 6 units of 30. He's faster than...
He's a fast player.
Yeah, it's funny because like in 5th edition, my nemesis was Oryx, right? And I played mechanized Space Wolves. It didn't have to move very many models. I play a Horde army, and I had to think so hard about how I was going to win that I was the one that was taking the most time. Because they don't, like, some Horde armies, you don't really, you just go forward. And
here I come.
So it's not what you think. It's more the player that's slow than the army. Although there is some truth to the fact if you have more models to move physically, it's going to take longer. But Karak Fiasco. If you go overtime, you need to wear a 10-pound turtle necklace for slow playing. Good. That's pretty funny.
God, that would be a heavy necklace.
Fat J Sleaze. Okay, this
Get out of here, Fat J.
Why can't I take 3 knights, 3 Wraith Knights, and the rest of my points in Scatterbikes? Why must you continue to oppress me?
Because we don't like you.
I think that's pretty interesting to note that a lot of the armies that performed so well at the ATC had multiple Wraith Knights and Scat Packs, and then they use Unmodified 2-up reroll, Unmodified Invis.
It's a good army.
Yeah, I think that because a lot of people were saying, oh, Eldar aren't that bad. Well, let's take a look at it in an environment where they don't restrict them, and we get, I would say, fairly predictable results. So I would say take a look at those results if you're interested in seeing what unrestricted Eldar do.
Niv Menzel, the problem with chess clocks is that both players can be active in one turn. You have to wait for them to do saves, look out sirs, remove models. But that just means that you just hit the clock anytime it was their turn to roll dice. So you're like, I just wounded you, chess clock.
No, you can't. You wouldn't be able to do that. That gets, because you'll forget. It becomes disruptive. Oh, wait, I forgot to do it. You just have to be one of those things where you keep your eye on your opponent. You have to be like, you are using my time right now.
I would too. I'd be like, it's their turn. They're like, all right, you have 10 saves. I'm like, 1, 2. Oh, shoot, I knocked it on the foot. Let me pick it up.
That is one of the challenges. Because in War Machine, only one player acts in their turn.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's a good point. That's something that's been brought up many times about chess clocks.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain Smurf, thank you so much for the response. Hey, you're welcome.
Axis of Entropy, what Space Wolf characters would be good to ally with Raven Wings?
Wolfguard Battle Leaders.
Yeah, Wolfguard Battle Leaders are Wolf Lords.
Iron Wolves.
Priests are good.
Yeah. They add a lot of punch, a melee punch.
Black Dynamite, we're not sure what his name was.
I can't remember.
Yeah, It was kind of like one of the lower guys. He wasn't like one of the main
It wasn't
characters,
like Jean-Luc Picard or anything like that. It was like one of the red shirts that, no. He was a regular character on, I think it was Voyager.
Yeah.
It was one of the newer series. A lot of fun. So definitely get excited for Las Vegas Open. Get your rooms.
Yep. And Axis of Entropy, yes, adding some Space Wolf characters is a good plan. They're really good in close combat. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Have a good one. We'll talk to you guys on Monday with another Signals from the Front Line for all the news that happened this weekend. And get those Las Vegas Open room blocks, tickets, and rooms, and all that good stuff. And make sure to vote for the ITC. Cool. Have a good one.